You check your bank account, and immediate panic sets in. You calculate whether buying groceries means skipping coffee for the rest of the week. When your savings are effectively zero, every financial decision is dictated by anxiety. You are constantly fighting against the wind. Financial advice usually points to a massive target, $1 million or a six-figure salary, as the only escape route from that exhausting state of panic. The truth is that wealth building operates with hidden, invisible barriers at much lower amounts. Cross one of these specific lines, and the internal mechanics of your money completely change. Going from zero to your first major savings goal is an act of pure brute force. You are straining, sacrificing, and sweating month after month for a return that barely registers. It requires maximum effort for minimal visible reward. There is a specific milestone where that effort begins to yield a different kind of result: $20,000. Reaching this number marks a transition point. To understand why, we have to look at the two distinct engines that begin to fire once you have $20,000 in the bank. Let's look at the baseline math for a standard investor. We will assume you are saving $1,000 every month and earning an average 8% return on your investments. This chart tracks those monthly contributions. Getting to that initial $20,000 takes about 19 months of relentless, uninterrupted discipline. Now you do the exact same amount of work, saving the same $1,000 a month. But your next $20,000 takes only 17 months. You shave 2 full months off the timeline because your original balance is generating its own returns. Keep that routine going and the timeline shrinks. The larger your balance grows, the larger the share of the heavy lifting your money does for you. By the time your portfolio hits $400,000, you are generating another $20,000 every 5 months. The milestone that initially required nearly 2 years of grueling effort now happens automatically. This illustrates the core problem with early investing. When you are working with small starting balances, your returns feel entirely disconnected from real life. A 10% return on $2,000 is $200. Nice, but it barely covers a single grocery run. Apply that exact same 10. You lack the mental room to plan for growth because all your energy is consumed by short-term threats. This gauge reflects research from Vanguard on financial psychology. Having merely $2,000 in emergency savings immediately increases a person's financial well-being by 21%. Pushing that buffer to 3 to 6 months of living expenses, which is roughly $20,000 for most people, triggers a second massive spike. This amount changes the way the human brain processes risk. You have now acquired walking away money. This specific financial cushion changes the leverage you have in your career. An employee with no safety net stays in toxic jobs and accepts low pay because they desperately need the next check to survive. An employee with months of living expenses saved can negotiate knowing that a no from an employer isn't a catastrophe. Having these options downgrades unexpected life events. A broken car transmission or a dead laptop goes from a month-ruining financial disaster to a minor, temporary inconvenience. Reaching $20,000 changes how much mental energy you spend on survival. You stop reacting to constant emergencies and start noticing the investment opportunities that were always right in front of you. Enduring 19 months of strict discipline to save the initial capital forces a permanent behavioral change. You prove to yourself that you can delay gratification. Crossing this line creates a shift in focus. You stop obsessing over micro expenses, like a $3 coffee, and you redirect mental energy toward macro decisions, like optimizing housing, maximizing income, and researching investments. But this newfound confidence introduces a risk. Many people hit the milestone and immediately blow it as a reward on a depreciating asset, like a new car. A $30,000 car costs you the vehicle's price tag plus the $200,000 that money could have grown into over 20 years. The driver in the flashy, financed car is often more stressed about money than the person in the older, used vehicle who is quietly compounding their savings. $20,000 is a foundational seed for generational wealth, not a reward to be spent. It's the moment where the math of compound interest and the psychology of security finally align to let you dictate the terms of your own financial